Yep, you heard that right. There are official Mario comics, and while a couple of them are pretty recognizable, many of them are hidden in the depths of Nintendo lore, and today we're going to talk about them. So let's begin with the most popular of all these Mario comics, Super Mario Adventures. This comic ran in the Nintendo Power magazine from January 1st, 1992 to December 1st, 1992. And this follows a standard plot, with Bowser causing ruckus and Mario needing to save the kingdom. This comic is actually pretty innovative, being the first major instance where a toad is an integral part of the plot, and same goes with Peach getting her own section of the comic. This comic really is a relic of its time, as it introduces a fan favorite character, Friendly Floyd. Super Mario Adventures also had a special series titled Mario vs. Wario, and while you may think this is a comic about an epic fight, it's really just Mario bullying Wario. No, I'm serious. Let me explain. It's explained during their childhood, Mario and Wario used to always play sheriff, and Mario was always a sheriff, bullying and shooting Wario, and the one time it was Wario's turn, Mario just laughed at him, and when Mario came to visit Wario, Wario tried to attack Mario, and Mario quickly defeated him, and called him a wimp over Mario's past misdeeds, and then the plumber forced Wario back into his trauma, and made him play sheriff again. Really makes you wonder, huh? Who's the good guy? And what's Mario's true nature? Anyways, going deeper on this proverbial iceberg, we have Super Mario Manga Adventures, or what most people call it, Mario-kun. Mario-kun's first volume released in July 1991, and surprisingly, it's still going on to this day, with its most recent volume being in August 28th of 2024. And before you ask anything, yes, I do notice a smile, and yes, it does haunt my dreams. Mario-kun takes a different approach from Super Mario Adventures, as it's mostly a comedy series, or more commonly called in Japan, a gag manga, but it still does have story arcs, which mostly follow the most recent game to have come out. And although being a gag manga, Mario-kun can get pretty vulgar, with Mario saying some very questionable things that are overall pretty insane. Now you might be wondering why I'm showing most of these panels in Japanese. And that's because this series, besides a few issues, is Japanese exclusive, so I have no clue what's going on. But I'm sure all the Japanese kids probably think this is hilarious, but me, a simple American, has absolutely no idea what's going on. The only official English release was in December of 2022, when after Japan made a best-of collection titled Super Mario Manga Mania, it was translated to English. And it is fully released, and you can even buy it right now. And I would buy it, but I am so broke that butterflies fall out of my wallet. But if this video gets 500 likes... Next up, we have the cancelled Mario comic, simply titled Super Mario. Now, not much is known about this comic, as it was shut down before release, but we do have the pitch concept. Shout out to the Internet Archive, as it was integral for this video. Alright, according to the Internet Archive, wait, what? Ian Flynn was the one who proposed this idea. Yeah, you know Ian Flynn, the writer for Sonic Archie and IDW comics. That's pretty weird, but the cover art did look pretty good, with it even having an alternate cover art, both being drawn by Ben Bates. And there's even a panel with Mario fighting Bowser, and can I just say, it looks absolutely gorgeous. From Mario flipping around Bowser and hitting him with the stomp attack, it just looks beautiful. There's some concept art showing the designs of Mario, Luigi, Peach, Yoshi, Toad, Bowser, and Wario. And can I just say, all the characters look amazing. And there's also a brief plot synopsis that leads up to a Bowser fight at the end. Now, according to the Internet Archive, this pitch was received well in America, but not in Japan. Which, while disappointing, does make sense, as the Sonic Archie comics were notoriously weird in 2009, and some would say tarnished Sonic's image. And it would make sense for Nintendo of Japan to want to avoid that, as they really enjoy keeping Mario's image. Although the comic also could have been denied by Nintendo of Japan because of the fact that it was a comic, as Japan is more into manga-styled works, which would also make sense to why Nintendo of America was so pleased with it. Ultimately, this is all just me theorizing, as we really don't have any concrete evidence as to why it was denied, but at least it made for a pretty good segment of my video. Next up, we have the German Club Nintendo comic. Now, the interesting thing is, unlike the other comics, this isn't just one coherent story, but actually multiple short stories. These stories, like Super Mario Adventures, were inside their region's Nintendo magazine. The first Mario comic was published in 1991, and it begins with Mario jumping in a field, and then he jumps on a spring. Yup, 2 pages long. Anyway, in the next issue, Mario beats up Bowser for littering. And in the final issue of the year, Bowser eats too much cake and gets sick. Oh yeah, and it's Christmas. Riveting, I know. But this comic is good, I swear. It really picks up in the next issue, as in its third story, Mario joins Street Fighter and actually wins by confusing Zangief, tickling Chun-Li, giving Blanca a banana, and tying up Dhalsim to win the tournament. Just like the last issue, this one ends with a Christmas story featuring Mega Man, Link, and Pit, which I think is really cool. This comic, unlike the others, is kind of like Smash Bros in its vibe, as you see a bunch of crazy characters, from Dr. Wily to Michael Jackson. The German Club Nintendo Mario comic wasn't long, as it started in 1991 and ended in 1997. My favorite story is the 5th story of the 1997 issue, where Mario, Link, and Kirby, well, they do a lot. For starters, Peach turns into a zombie, Mario and the gang find a spell book that turns them into girls, Chucky and Michael Myers send them to hell, where they have to fight the devil by turning into, quote, hellish triumvirate to beat the devil, and the issue ends with them in a music contest, I don't know how to say it, whatever that is, in 6 pages, which truly makes this the strangest Mario comic of all time. Now it's time for the lightning round, aka comics I don't know anything about besides the cover, so a couple of these could be repeats, as the only way I can know what's inside is with money, and I think you know why that can't work. Alright, so here they are on the screen now. We have the 4 comics, and I don't really know what to say about these. You know, you can just see the cover right here. The 4th one kind of looks like official art, so maybe that's not even a comic. I mean, it says 1 there, so it should be a comic. The 3rd one I feel like I've seen before, but I don't know. It seems right there. The 2nd one, that could be Mario-kun. I'm not gonna lie to you, so I probably shouldn't have added that one. And the first one, it's just Mario looks like he's dodging fire. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I probably should have cut this from the video. And for our final comic that we're going to be covering today, we have the Mario Kart Guidebook comic. Now this comic was inside the Japanese Mario Kart Guidebook, which was released in 1992, and this comic is really charming, even if it's only 14 pages. The story begins with Mario and Luigi being taunted by Bowser in a racing tournament, but Mario's friends come to cheer him up, those being Peach, Donkey Kong Jr., and Yoshi. What's kind of weird is that when Luigi asks who Donkey Kong Jr. is, they canonize Mario attacking Donkey Kong Jr. with snakes. Anyways, the crew goes through a lot of hijinks at the race, with possibly the first appearance of the mini mushroom, and after all the races are done, Mario is crowned the victor, and gets a kiss from Peach, with it ending with Peach telling the racers to gear up for the next cup. And although being a really short comic, I really felt like it was nice and charming, especially for being in a guidebook of Mario Kart that was only released in Japan. Overall, a short but sweet addition to the Mario comic lineup. With that, I really hope you enjoyed this video. It took a little longer than I would care to admit, seeing as the time in between the videos was a lot. But I would like to thank you for the support on my last video. It went a little bit more crazy than I thought it was gonna go. And I just want to say, Mario comics are a real rabbit hole, and the more I was making this video, the more stuff shows up. And there's even stuff that didn't make this video. So, if you want me to discuss more of this in more detail, I'll make a part 2. And you can comment on me about stuff about Mario comics so I can get more knowledge for the next video. But, anyway, with that, I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace!